Okay, on today's show now we have two people joining me on the on today's talking points. We are joined by Beverley Cuddy and also Kellie as well. I want to say welcome to the show, both.
Thank you. Thank you for having us on.
You're
It's a
welcome.
pleasure.
And we're talking about dog owners and their pets as well. If they're happier during lockdown, and we'll also be touching on warning that lockdown has seen an increase in dog thefts as well. So I've got a few statistics here I just wanted to open up with, and then you can kind of input your side of things as well. Down here on my notes, got 1 in 3 dog owners say they and their pets were happier in lockdown and their dog kept them sane, stopped them feeling lonely, and made exercise more fun. So if you have any input on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, the survey showed that. Yeah, I think it must be the only sector in society to actually have preferred lockdown were dog owners. Dogs certainly preferred lockdown because they really love having us around. They're our biggest fans. Dogs, for some reason, don't know why, but it also meant that the hours of being otherwise alone we're not lonely at all because dogs are great company. You can't get grumpy with the dog for not emptying the dishwasher. They don't complain about your cooking, and every time you make a cup of tea in our household, anyway, there's a dog at your feet going, "Can I have something?" So you have a cup of tea, they have a treat. And we discovered that we did a white paper. Smart Bones very kindly sponsored the research that nearly every dog in Britain has treats every day now. I've been editing Dogs Today for 30 years, and when we started, the pet shop only had sort of like rawhide and choc drops and wicker baskets. Now, if you go up and down the supermarket aisles, in any of the major supermarkets, you will find the treat aisle for dogs is bigger than the treat aisle for humans.
Thank you for
And
that.
dogs are now so much part of our family that we actually enjoy giving them treats more than we do our human companions.
Yeah. I mean, they do say a dog is a man's best friend. And my next question was actually, is it good to give dogs a treat all the time? So you've answered that nicely. And
Kellie's got some views on that as well.
Yeah, also, we'll go over to Kellie as well.
Is very concerned that we don't just give dogs treats, and because the problem is at the end of lockdown, we can all end up the size of a house, basically, a human and dog. But we need to make sure that we don't give too many calories. So pick a low-fat treat and one that's, feed a little less of your normal dog's food so that you balance it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that, Beverley. Just want to go over to Kellie now, and what are your thoughts and advice on dogs' nutrition and treats as well? What is kind of like your opinion on it, Kellie?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Danny. It's really important because I think there's 9 million pet dogs in the UK, and we all love our dogs and think our dogs are the best dogs in the world, right? And we want our dogs to be happy. Now, for a dog to be truly happy and smiley, we want they have to be healthy. And for a dog to be healthy, they have to be slim. We've got an epidemic of obesity amongst the dog population, not just in the UK, but all over the world. So we have to treat responsibly. And treating responsibly means giving 1 or 2 tasty treats that are low in fat, like Smart Bones. But if you're feeding treats, don't be scared of reducing the amount of food that you're giving to your dog in his or her bowl. So we should be feeding a fully balanced and complete diet, but look at the feeding guidelines. And if you're feeding treats, just take a few of those kibbles away out of their daily ration so that they don't gain weight. And you can give them treats, low-fat treats, guilt-free, as we all love giving our dogs treats. It's a way of us showing them love and affection, isn't it? And, that human-to-dog bond is so important, particularly at the moment in this pandemic. They're helping us so much.
Yeah. Just got another stat here. 72% get treats several times every day. 86% wanted them even more often. That's quite high percentage, that is.
Yeah, you'll find that nearly 100% of people actually give interest, and that's great.
Yeah.
But let's just make sure we do it responsibly.
Okay.
Treat dogs smartly, effectively. Don't overdo it.
Yeah. Just going over to Beverley now. I think you wanted to just interject there, Beverley.
I was going to say another part of the white paper revealed that we all have treat rituals, which I don't think I realised existed really, that we've all got routines that involve treats, because it's a highlight of our day as well as their day. And it was really lovely reading everyone's responses. And every night there's one lady who kisses all her dogs good night and then gives them all a treat. And I just think, we really do love our dogs, and that is something at the moment isn't really reflected in the ancient laws of our society, because all the dogs now have got human names and they're definitely part of the family, but according to the law they are just possessions, which it's really out of date. Because we do, it's not just they're definitely family, and I think when we started 30 years ago, the politicians were a little shy of standing up and admitting that. Now you'll see them delighting in telling us the names of their cats and their dogs, because they realise it makes us realise they're human. And at the moment, there's not much you can do as a politician, but maybe you can tweak the laws, because the only things that we've had huge success with in the last year or so have been animal welfare reforms. So maybe, this Christmas, drop a little Christmas card to your MP and say, keep up the good work on animal welfare. Do some more. Make the law reflect how much we love our pets.
And I would just want to touch on, I've been reading in the news a lot about people buying puppies and dogs, and I don't think they're taking into consideration the commitment that entails. If I just go over to Kellie, just to ask her what her view on this is, and working as a vet, has she seen this kind of effect that people are impulsively dog buying, in a sense? So
one thing I'd like to be very clear on is, irrespective of the time of year or the situation we see ourselves in, like this pandemic that we're currently experiencing, always when you're thinking about adopting or buying a dog, please make sure it's something the entire family are happy with, and that you understand that it's a lifelong responsibility and commitment. These dogs will love you and be part of your family, and we need to give them the respect that they earn and the love that they need. And there are some issues around pet acquisition, buying pets and not really knowing too much about where they're coming from, which is a bit of a worry. So what I would say to people is go to the DEFRA website, DEFRA. They've got a pet fished campaign at the moment, just trying to educate people on how to know a bit about where their dogs are coming from, and if they're coming from puppy farms, things to look for. Really important. So please, whenever you're thinking about getting a dog, make sure everyone's agreed in the family and do it responsibly. Make sure you can give that dog everything it needs in life.
Thank you very much, and that was well put there, Kellie. On to my next point I've got regarding, I suppose, dog theft as well. In case of a dog being lost or thieved, what can the owner do to do that's what can the owner do to get someone to assign the dog back to its rightful owner if it's found? I'll go over to Beverley if she could just answer that for me.
Well, pet theft has sadly increased in lockdown. Most other crime went down. So I think one of the things that everybody would say is, do not take any risks with your dog. Do not leave the dog tied up outside a shop if you go in. Don't leave your dog in the garden when you're not there, because a lot of dogs have gone missing with delivery drivers, rather peculiarly. There's been one of the only solved cases was somebody delivered a parcel and stole the dog, and it was easy to trace them. There is a wonderful free resource called doglost.co.uk, which you should join whether or not you're looking for a lost dog or just if you've got a dog or you love dogs, join it. It's totally free, and you will get emails if there's any dog in your area missing or lost. So you'll be aware that maybe if there is a dog thief around, you'll know straight away, but you'll also know to look out for this dog. And it's a community, so if anything happens, if your dog runs off, it's so helpful to have other dog lovers in the area to come and help you. And it does join us all together.
Yeah.
Brilliant charity. Well, it's not a charity, it's a non-profit that was started by people who just got terribly upset when their dogs were missing. But at the moment, microchipping is compulsory. You have to microchip your dogs. But unfortunately, our government hasn't yet joined up all the dots and T's and whatever. So there's no compulsion for anyone to actually scan the dog's microchip. Yeah. So if you are buying a dog, be aware that you could possibly be buying somebody's lost or stolen dog. So go to the vet and ask them, please scan this dog. Yeah. See whether or not there's somebody desperately looking for it, because I can promise you, if somebody is, they'll definitely give you more back than you paid for if you bought that dog by mistake.
Yeah. And I'm just going to go back to Kellie now. If there's anything further you'd like to add to that as well, or anything else you may feel that we have missed out on this interview, feel free to say. Over to Kellie now.
No, I just think that, thank you for giving us the opportunity to come on and speaking, because it gives us a time where we can really recognise just how amazing dogs are. And this, this Smart Bones Britain's Smiliest Dog Survey, this competition that we've done, has just highlighted how incredibly lucky we are as human beings to have dogs in our lives. And really, for us at Smart Bones, it made sense to be involved in that project, because we know that they're making us smile during this pandemic, and what an amazing gift. So they're always happy, aren't they, dogs? They don't worry about yesterday or worry about tomorrow. They live in the now. Yeah. Personally, I think they're happy because they don't watch the news. It's too depressing. Yeah. But also they're happy because they're getting treats. They're getting Smart Bones treats, which are healthy, low in fat, and let's do our bit for dogs and keep them happy like they do for us.
Yeah, and Tom is slightly against me, but I just want to say the Smart Bones competition to find Britain's Smiliest Dog, there was 1,000 entries and 300,000 votes. If you'd like to just tell the listener about the Britain's Smiliest Dog competition.
Yeah, so back in August, we commissioned a social media survey asking people their thoughts on lockdown, but also to nominate their dogs to be the Britain's Smiliest Dog. And we had so many entrants, like you said, and over 300,000 people voted. We're quite happy that they voted and chose the winners, because it would have been really difficult for us, because all the pictures were just so lovely of dogs smiling. But if there's anyone out there listening and thinking, well, my dog doesn't smile, that's strange. It's not always just about what their mouth is doing. Dogs smile with their entire bodies. Look at the glint in their eyes, look at the wag in their tail, look at their relaxed face and their body language. That's a dog truly smiling.
Yeah.
And, look at the dog is communicating to you with its entire body. So, good. It's just so lovely to see them smile.
Yeah, that's when
looking at pictures.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Kellie, and also going over to Beverley Cuddy. Just want to say thanks for your input as well on today's interview. Just talking about dog owners and pet owners and how they can, make them happier and give them the odd treat here and there, but not too much.
Not too many.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, it's been wonderful having you both on, Kellie and Beverley Cuddy.
Thank you.
Okay.